Well, this is kind of a story of two different dry creeks, the ones that have and the others that have not, and how we all believed we could have, but in the end, if we make the right choice on this planet, this earth, we're going to have not. And you're going to be better off for having not. Whatever the cost might be, whatever you have to do. I realize that some of the younger kids that might happen to listen to this video of mine think that, nothing's going to change and your road's not going to get bumpy. But this is something that's happening in our world right now where if you comply, you're selling your soul. I'm not saying that literally. I want you to believe it. I'm telling you the truth. Your values do change when you get older. For most of us, when we're young, we strive for that perfect job or college. We have our clutch of friends. We want to marry the right guy, the right gal. We want to start a family of our own. We have a lot of essential things on our list that we want to achieve when we first start out, along with climbing the ladder of social graces. And you believe, if you can get there, you can get that. If I can keep this, I'll have that. If I can master being really good at something, it will be mine forever. It's a fallacy. You never anticipate in your youth that the road is going to get bumpy. I mean, who would wish that on themselves? None of us do. So, after you get your perfect family together, and you have that husband and that wife, and you have beautiful kids and a decent job with all benefits, all you need to do is wake up in the morning and, get yourself ready and do the duties of the day at hand. You're a little older and, a few problems by then have probably started coming along, things that you didn't anticipate. Maybe it was a drug problem or, alcohol. Perhaps it was a death in your family. Maybe you had to spend extra time on a project that set something back a day or two in your life. Maybe it was extra effort you're being forced to do on the job that you didn't want to have to do, but you learned from it. In any case, the load was heavier than usual, and it probably tossed you off your balance. And probably days and months went by, and then you began to heal a little bit and put the pieces of your life back together somewhat. So you told yourself and learned from it, and it wasn't all a loss either. Probably feels like, you managed to find a spare time for that extra project, or you worked a little faster and became more organized at work, and it seemed to work out. And by losing a loved one, um, God healed you from that. And that piece of puzzle will always be missing, but you were healed from that. You went on. But unfortunately, before you know it, wash, rinse, and repeat comes along again. So now you're earning more money, you're taking a few more trips, buying a nice boat with a new car, maybe a few jet skis in there, better clothes and shoes. And of course, buying on time has no limits. This is by design too, folks. Trust me. You know, it has no limits until you reach it, that is. So you're sitting tapping your pencil and you're refiguring who gets paid first, another bump in the road. This time it's a little steeper. So you end up downsizing. And this story is for anybody, but it's not for everybody. Everybody has their own individual problem. I'm just telling kind of a story here, a collage. So now you end up downsizing, and the only option is to pay off the enormous debt for the material things that were supposed to bring you so much fun. And they did for a while. It's not all a loss. You learned a lesson. Money can't buy happiness. Clothes tatter and tear, soon they fade. Big houses with big mortgages are for only dreams if you can't keep them or afford them. And material gains we wanted made us only a slave to pay for them. Well, that was definitely a hard lesson to learn if you were in that sort of a lesson. In some form or fashion, I guess we've all done this, and maybe a little, maybe a lot more in another way. So, my friends, just as you think it's going to be okay and the maternal pang of debt has finally wore out, and you think you've got it all going great again, a smaller home, debt is paid off, but the furniture sure is looking shabby. You keep looking at that furniture going, oh, I got a smaller home, a smaller payment. But boy, I'd sure like some new furniture. Well, just before you know it, you see a sale sign. You tell yourself, I'll peek. Nothing more. Surely I won't purchase furniture. I simply want to look, not touch, right? So, before you know it, the new furniture looks great in the house. But the prices on food have gone up. Kids need new clothes. The new truck is now an old truck, and it needs new tires and a tune-up. Though you almost had the smaller home paid for in cash, incidentals came up. So what did you do? You took out a second on the mortgage to pay for that new furniture, didn't you? You ran up the credit cards again for clothes, tires, tune-up, and miscellaneous goods. And you lost your job. And your spouse is probably threatening to leave you. Yeah, it could happen. So you find another job, but it's not enough. So you take on 2 jobs and thinking on taking 3. This was yet much steeper lesson, wasn't it? Yeah, because you have a little time, just a little time to spend with that family you sought to gain from the start. And the bills are getting paid, but at what expense? It's not all a loss because you promised yourself you would never do this again. Guess what, folks? Wash, rinse, and repeat. Turn the page. You know, life is great. Debts are getting paid, right? Then suddenly a twist of fate comes along. Something about a invisible enemy? Something about no work at all unless essential? Something about businesses being lost? Home mortgages and rents not being paid? Something about a forced roll up your sleever? And I have to say it like that. God bless the man that invented that term. You all know what that is. Well, wash, rinse, and no repeating this time, folks. Friends, you may need to leave it all. I mean it. You may have to leave it all. Because this is what it boils down to. Who's your daddy? That's right. Who's your daddy? And I hope you choose quickly because we're just about out of time. With that, I want to read you a passage straight out of King James 1611 Authorized Bible. And we're in John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, so that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son. And this is the condemnation, that the light is come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than the light, because their deeds were evil. For every one that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in God. Praise Jesus. Okay, and the other that I wanted to read you is what's coming right now upon the earth. I do believe that there is a rapture. I don't believe that I'll be here. I believe that we're just that close to that rapture. So that's why I said you need to choose your papa and do it quickly. Repent and ask Jesus Christ into your heart if you haven't done that already. And I want to read to you Revelations 13, 16 through 18. And it reads, and this is the beast system that we're entering into right now. It's the beast system, okay? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. Okay, basically. You guys, if you have any questions about your salvation, the time right now is to get right with God. And he gave me a scripture that I read yesterday. Excuse me if I can find it. I'm flipping through. I'm so sorry. We'll read this one. Psalms 119. Blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the law of the Lord. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies and that seek him with their whole heart. They also do no iniquity. Their walk is in his ways. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep thy statutes. Then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments. I will praise thee with uprightness of heart. When I shall have learned thy righteous judgments, I will keep thy statutes. O forsake me not utterly. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart I have sought thee. O let me not wander from thy commandments. Thy word I have hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. Blessed art thou, O Lord. Teach me thy statutes. With my lips I have declared all thy judgments of thy mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies, as much as in all riches. I will meditate in thy precepts. I have respect unto thy ways. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word. Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word. Open mine eyes, that I may hold wondrous things out of thy law. I am a stranger in earth. Hide not thy commandments from me. My soul breaketh for the longing that it hath unto thy judgments at all times. Thou hast rebuked the proud that cursed, which do err from thy commandments. Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept thy testimonies. Princes also did sit and speak against me, but thy servant did meditate in thy statutes. Thy testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. My soul cleaveth unto the dust. Quicken thou me according to thy word. I have declared my ways, and thou heardest me. Teach me thy statutes. Make me understand the way of thy precepts. So shall I talk of thy wondrous works. My soul melteth for heaviness. Strengthen thou me according unto thy word. Remove from me the way of lying, and grant me thy law graciously. I have chosen the way of truth. Thy judgments have I laid before me. I have stuck unto thy testimonies, O Lord. Put me not to shame. I will run the way of thy commandments when thou shalt enlarge my heart. Teach me, O Lord, the way of thy statutes, and I shall keep it unto the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep thy law. Yea, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make to me go in the path of thy commandments, for therein I do delight. Incline my heart unto thy testimonies, and not to covetousness. Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou thy way. Establish thy word unto thy servant, who is devoted to thy fear. Turn away my reproach which I fear, for thy judgments are good. Behold, I have longed after thy precepts. Quicken me in thy righteousness. Let thy mercies come also unto me, O Lord, even thy salvation according to thy word. So shall I have wherewithin the answer him that reproacheth me. For I trust in thy word, and take not thy word of truth utterly out of my mouth. For I have hoped in thy judgments, so shall I keep thy law continually forever and ever. And I will walk in liberty, at liberty, for I seek thy precepts. I will speak of thy testimonies also before kings, and I will not be ashamed, and I will delight myself in thy commandments, which I have loved. My hands also will I lift up unto thy commandments, which I have loved, and I will meditate in thy statutes. Remember thy word unto thy servant, upon which thou hast caused me hope. This is my comfort and my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me. The proud have had me greatly desertion, yet I have not declined from thy law. I remembered thy judgments of old, O Lord, and I have comforted myself. Horror hath taken hold upon me, because of the wicked that forsake thy law. Thy statutes have been my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. I have remembered thy name, O Lord, in the night, and I have kept thy law. This I had, because I kept thy precepts. Thou art my portion, O Lord. I have said that I would keep thy words. I entreated thy favor with my whole heart. Be merciful unto me according to thy word. I thought on my ways, and turned my feet unto thy testimonies. I made haste and delayed not to keep thy commandments. On the hands of the wicked have robbed me, but I have not forgotten thy law. At midnight I will rise to give thanks unto thee, because of thy righteous judgments. I am a companion of all of them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. The earth, O Lord, is full of thy mercy. Teach me thy statutes. And I'm going to stop there, though there's much more to Psalms 119. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you ask Jesus Christ into your heart. He's all forgiving. He's waiting for you. He doesn't care what you did. He wants you to confess to him. So confess to him any sins at this time that you may have that you're holding back on in your own secret closet. It's between you and God. Just confess it with your heart and soul and mind and give it to him and ask Jesus Christ to come into your heart. This is it, folks. It's winding down at this point in time. Things are about ready to happen on the earth, and I just don't want you to be left behind, because the people that are left behind and they're not raptured up are going to have it really, really tough. You're the ones that are going to have to choose between taking the roll up your sleever, the mark of the beast, and you're going to have a lot of missing people, because I'll be one of them. I plan on going up in the rapture. God bless you. I love you. And I hope I see you in heaven. God bless you.